Episode 2. Fascia decides how you age. Most people think aging is about muscle loss, joint wear, or slow metabolism. But aging begins somewhere far more fundamental. It begins in fascia. Fascia is the fabric of your body, the continuous, intelligent, responsive network that gives your structure its shape, its tension, its glide, its elasticity, its sense of coherence. Fascia is not passive, it adapts. It thickens where you stop moving, it stiffens where you hold tension, it densifies where you compress yourself, it dehydrates where you stop loading it, it becomes noisy when your nervous system stops trusting your environment. Fascia tells the story of your life. If you've spent years collapsing into chairs, your fascia adapts to collapse. If you've spent years bracing against stress, your fascia adapts to bracing. If you've spent years moving cautiously, your fascia adapts to caution. This is why some bodies feel old at 40 and others feel powerful at 70. It's not luck, it's tissue behavior. Fascia dictates how you age because fascia dictates how you move. And how you move dictates how your nervous system predicts the world. When fascia loses its glide, movement loses its ease. When fascia loses its elasticity, movement loses its spring. When fascia loses its hydration, movement loses its youthfulness. Aging feels like stiffness long before it looks like age. Most people assume stiffness is an inevitable part of growing older. But stiffness is not age. Stiffness is adaptation. It is fascia reorganizing around lack of load, lack of speed, lack of reach, lack of variability, lack of challenge, and a lack of presence. This is why traditional stretching does nothing. You cannot stretch your way out of tissue that is adapted to survive with less motion. You have to repattern it. You have to give fascia the signals it was designed for: load, elastic recoil, compression and release, breath-driven expansion, multidirectional movement, and nervous system clarity. This is what makes adaptive bodywork so powerful. When we work with fascia directly, the system remembers itself. Glide returns, elasticity returns, hydration returns, timing returns, and youthfulness returns. People don't just feel more flexible after a session, they feel more alive. Because when fascia reorganizes, the entire nervous system recalibrates. The body starts predicting movement as safe again. And when the system predicts safety, it restores possibilities it had abandoned. This is how you age like an athlete. You restore the tissue that youth depends on. In the next episode, we look at the first visible sign of aging that shows up in everybody: posture. And why structural collapse has nothing to do with years and everything to do with how your fascia has been forced to adapt.